Addiction and ADHD, wired for more. ADHD and addiction are two storms that often collide when your brain is wired for more stimulation, more risk, more intensity. Then it's easy to fall into the traps that promise relief but lead to destruction. But being wired for more doesn't mean you're broken. It means you were built with potential. You were built with fire, and you were built with a drive that just needs direction. This isn't about shame. It's about understanding the wiring and learning how to channel it for healing and for purpose and for freedom. Because you, like me, were wired for more. This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by J.B. Davis at Performance Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, ask for J.B. in Centerville and tell them the Recovery Couch sent you. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Recovery Couch. This is the final episode in our mini-series, Wired for More, a 12-part journey through the struggles and strengths of living with ADHD and overcoming addiction. I'm your host, Brandon Couch, and my full story is coming soon in Step 4, a journey through addiction. If you've ever been moved by this series, please consider helping us bring this book to life. You can go to Kickstarter.com and search Help Publish Step 4. 12 episodes. 12 windows into a brain that never slowed down, into a heart that always beats a little too loud, and a life that for a long time felt like it was spiraling out of control. But here's what I know now. I wasn't broken. I wasn't hopeless. I was just wired for more, and I didn't know how to carry it. And that's what ADHD can feel like. It can feel like too much energy, too many ideas, too many starts, not enough finishes. Too much intensity for a world that tells you to sit down and be quiet and stay in line. And when you mix that with trauma, shame, and easy access to numbing agents, it's no wonder so many of us end up in addiction and isolation and cycles we cannot break on our own. But this series wasn't just about pain. It was also about power, because when you learn to embrace your wiring instead of resenting it or listening to the lies about it, when you stop trying to fix yourself and start to understand yourself, then everything changes, my dude. You were never too much. You were never taught how to manage the more that is inside you, and that is okay, because now you're learning. Now you're healing. Now you're rising up. And whether you're at day 1 or you're at year 10 in this recovery journey, this road is still open and you are still becoming, and you are not alone, because you, just like me, were wired for more. This series of the Recovery Couch was made possible by True Story Media, a storytelling company committed to helping you turn your past into purpose. Whether it's podcasting, publishing, or speaking, True Story Media will help you amplify your message and reach the people who need it. Visit www.recoverycouch.com and start sharing your story today. Those of us with ADHD are up to 3 times more likely to struggle with substance use disorders than the general population. And that's because many of us turn to drugs or alcohol as ways to self-medicate, trying to slow down the chaos and escape the overwhelming feelings of inadequacies, or to just feel normal for a quick moment. But what starts as relief often leads to addiction. If you want to keep diving deeper with us and messages just like this, join us on the Recovery Couch Inner Circle on Patreon. It's where our community gathers for exclusive content, for bonus episodes, and for spiritual conversations you won't find anywhere else. Also, go and check out the conversations we just had on the podcast with Ryan Canaday, who's the founder and lead pastor of Free Recovery Community in Denver. We also had a really good conversation with Henry Wannery, pastor and author of Procrastination. So go and check those out. And make sure to tune in for our conversation with Michael Thompson, author of The Heart of a Warrior. That should be releasing this Monday, and we are super excited for you guys to hear that. And don't forget, there's still time to help launch my autobiography, Step 4, A Journey Through Addiction. You can go to Kickstarter.com and search Help Publish Step 4. Let's bring this message of redemption. Let's bring this message of hope to people who need it. Lastly, I want to thank you for walking through this series with me. Whether you're battling addiction, managing ADHD, rebuilding your life, or just trying to figure out what's next. I want you to know that I see you, that you're not broken, that you're not alone, that you're not done, and you're just like me, wired for more. This episode of The Recovery Couch is brought to you by Greg Swartz at RE/MAX Victory and Affiliates. Whether you're buying or selling your home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today. ADHD and addiction, wired for more. In this episode, we explored the deep connection between ADHD and addiction and how being wired for more can be both a burden and a gift. We looked at the reasons why people with ADHD are more likely to struggle with substance use, including impulsivity, emotional intensity, and the drive for stimulation. But we didn't stop there. We also talked about redemption and how the same wiring that leads to chaos can be rerouted toward creativity and purpose and passion. The message was clear throughout this series. You are not broken. You are built differently. And with that knowledge and the right support, you can learn to harness that difference for good.